Happy almost Halloween! ShadowRock here to give you your news update for Rockman X DiVE pertaining to the update coming on Wednesday, October 21st. As we inch ever closer to the spooky holiday, obviously it's time for Rockman X DiVE to do its own things to celebrate it. This upcoming week we're starting small, with a new skin for Cinnamon, which is based on her Iron Maiden Hyper Mode form from Mega Man X Command Mission. Now you can dominate the PvP scene with a maid outfit. They didn't say whether the skin would be available as part of an event or we'll have to buy it again in the shop, but we'll find out. Now we just need Glint Armor Massimo and Absolute Zero. Moving on, we do already have our event for this week announced. It's time for our second raid boss in X DiVE, and it's another Sigma. This time it's Reaper Sigma from Mega Man X4. If Iron Maiden Cinnamon has the gothic look covered, Reaper Sigma is going to be your spooky boy for the week. We'll be fighting him in the cyberspace stage, and looking at the gameplay, his moveset is pretty much the same as it was in X4, except they did add one little thing to him. Do you see how Sigma throws his scythe on the ground and it starts emitting an electric current? Yeah, that's not a thing that Reaper Sigma did before. That move belonged to the second form of Sigma in X4. So it looks like they are expanding Reaper Sigma's moveset to make up for the lack of the second form, which is pretty smart. Let's just hope that we don't have to listen to the X1 boss theme once again for this raid boss. I mean, they did use the correct theme for Reaper Sigma in the trailer, so I'm not getting my hopes up, but I really do hope they start mixing up the music for these boss fights and other events. They've also announced which characters are going to do the most damage to Reaper Sigma when the raid boss event comes out. Dealing the most damage at plus 40% is Dirt Armor X, which just came out, Ultimate Armor X, and hey, we haven't seen that weapon before. It's called the Glittering Spark, and it does look like a sprayer type weapon, except this one is pretty unique because it fires a straight beam. No other information is available about this weapon, other than it sort of resembles Sparkman EXE from the Battle Network series, but they did tease this without teasing another character alongside it, so we're possibly looking at the return of the limited weapon banner this week. Then for characters that deal 20% more damage, you can choose between Tron Bon, Cinnamon, or Zero. That about does it for the news. Once again, this content is coming out on October 21st. It seems like, for now at least, Wednesday has become the new norm for when updates come out. We've gone from Thursday to Tuesday for a couple of weeks, and now we shifted to Wednesday. It's been a back and forth thing for us trying to adjust to the schedule, but it's nothing too bad. It's up to what the devs want to do at the end of the day. However, we do have to address a serious problem that is currently plaguing this game, and it is something that many of you have even come to me about. It's the fact that pretty much around the time the Legend stuff came out, players downloading Rockman X DiVE for the first time were not able to get past the data download screen. They would freeze up around the 70% mark, which basically made them not able to play the game. Then fast forward to last week's update, the problem got even worse. Now some of us existing players were encountering the same issue. Me personally, I always got to 66.5%, and then it crashed. Now my phone worked just fine, but the issue I came across is when I tried to run the game on BlueStacks. That was when some of our friends pointed me to Decoded Void's guide, where he suggested running Android version NuGet 32-bit large virtual address. And by running a new instance in BlueStacks using that specific version, it actually worked out for me. And that's why I went ahead of my own video just quickly telling you guys to do just that. And it seems to have worked for a lot of people. But on the flip side, even with that fix, some people are still having issues, and furthermore, several people have reported that their mobile phone versions or their tablet versions have been crashing as well. It's not just the emulator. What could this mean? Well, one of the theories we were running with at first was that perhaps the Rockman X DiVE developers upgraded the game to the point that older phones or people running older Android versions simply could not play the game anymore because they dropped support for it. But then we heard from other users that the crashes are still happening on relatively new phones and Android versions. So maybe that theory isn't entirely correct either. Where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with no answers, that's for sure. Now, it's no secret that for a long time, the X DiVE devs have not been great about optimization. They've broken so many things in the past. Some of them they fixed, other things still persist to this day. But now we've come to a serious problem. They've now introduced a bug that is literally keeping people from either continuing to play the game or playing the game at all. And as we know, if new players cannot access the Rockman X DiVE game, that means the game isn't getting new players, and that means the game isn't making money. And that is not good. No, not at all. Obviously, we would love to see Rockman X DiVE truly prosper and be successful, but with bugs like this, literally keeping people from playing the game, that does not look good for the future. Maybe the Japanese version that's coming up pretty soon will be fine, but that's still not great for the Asian market. So we do implore the X DiVE devs, please fix your game. It's really weird that this has been going on for 2 or 3 weeks now, and we haven't heard a thing from the devs yet on this issue. They haven't acknowledged it at all. It's a very strange series of circumstances, but this is where we are. So what do we do? Honestly, right now, I will suggest just downloading BlueStacks and following the video guides we put out if you need help setting up. But other than that, you may just have to wait until the devs do something about this, or acknowledge it at all. It's crazy times we're living in, that's for sure. I've never seen a developer break a game and go 3 weeks without saying anything about it or even trying to address it. But in the events that they simply don't know about it, definitely make some noise, let them know that this issue is happening and they should do something about it. But guys, I just wanted to let you know that all of this is happening. I did want to address it because I've gotten a lot of questions about it. I will have links in the description below for mine and Decoded Void's guides, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. Mine's a simple quick fix, and Void's guide is a beginner one if you're just installing BlueStacks and DiVE for the first time. With that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and stay tuned to ShadowRockZX for more on Rockman X DiVE and other things Mega Man, including if they ever fix this issue. We'll be here covering the new content regardless, so we'll see you guys on Wednesday for the stream. Reminder that we're having a State of X DiVE today, where we're going to talk about everything here in more detail, including the issues and the previous events like the Legends and the Dirt Armor X's. Join us for the discussion in the chat, and ask us some questions too when we get to the Q&A section. Until then, rock on and have a great day.